Welcome back to another podcast from Nobody Cares About Dad. This week, as ever, joined by my co-host, Adi. Adi, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm waiting for this.
Well, look, mate, actually, no agenda. We got nothing planned. We've been let down by another guest this night. So we said, you know what, let's take it back old school and let's just
drip it back.
Let's just have a chat. We haven't actually, to be fair, we haven't done I was going to say solo mio. Is that the right?
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I have no idea. So it's solo mio. I don't know. We haven't done a little one-on-one podcast in what's it been? 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah, probably 5 months.
Because the lives now are with other people.
Yeah. Drew, this is how it all started.
This is a treat. Treat for listeners.
We are stripping it back. It's all about retro.
Yeah. But you obviously last night. Well, by the time this goes, actually, this will be going out relatively soon. But obviously, last night was the football.
Yep.
Half of this podcast extremely happy. The other half, not so much.
I'm still happy.
It's the taking part that counts.
No, it's not. Did you not see the players taking off their medals?
Yeah. Do you know what I saw a post today, and it was Sport Bible, and it was like, so the England players taking off their medals, blah blah blah, like basically trying to make a story out of them taking off the medal. And I think I just commented saying, "So what? No, it's not even a story." Next.
Things like that. It's like I said before. It's a clickbait, isn't it? You're reading it, and you can read an old article, and there'll be nothing in it about the players protesting, taking off. They were just upset. They're human beings.
You want them to be upset, right? You don't want them to be like, "Oh, brilliant! I've got this second place medal."
Exactly. You don't celebrate second, do you? Come on.
No, winning's winning.
Exactly.
Second's nowhere.
You last. That's it. Now it was look, in terms of performances and a game, a tournament, it had everything. Emotion, it had the drama. Without the drama, there'd be no talking point. It'd be like, oh, did you see the game? Yeah, it was 5-0, the end, done.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Extra time, penalties, some of the things that happened in the game. It had everything. It was a good cup final. It really was. Atmosphere was incredible.
Yeah.
It's this thing. I've seen loads on it today about, brought the nation together. Everyone was buzzing about it. Look, we're considering having a bank holiday. Like, people were buzzing. Everyone was behind it. Kids were like, yeah, get to start school later. No, you do not. Get your ass to school. But it was good. Enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it, mate.
Obviously, you're not happy about the result, but what do you think they could have done differently?
To be fair, attacked you, pressed the Italians more. They're great at passing the ball and counter-attacking. That's their game. Right? They can pass the ball around 50, 60 times, mate, but they don't like it being put on them.
Yeah.
So we should have pressed higher. We should have attacked more. And it was frustrating to see, especially from some of the throw-ins. We were going backwards. Like, I still can't get my head around why in the professional game there's never an option going forward. It's always back.
It's so funny, isn't it? Because even like on the, when you play on a Sunday, it's always like up the line, play the line, and then
you work the line, don't you?
Yeah, work the line, get some yardage, but literally here it's back to the keeper, back.
The thing is, if they'd worked the line and got further up, Kyle Walker could launch a ball into the box. You get Slabhead on the end or Stones, it's a chance. We just seemed to step back, and I don't know whether it was because we scored an early goal, just took it out of the game a little bit.
But is that not his whole mentality is defensive? Like, that's the way he set the team up.
Yeah, well, it showed, didn't it? It proved last night. There was a couple of opportunities we had to go forward and run at the Italians, but instead we looked to play the ball back and start again. It was almost like recycle.
The amazing thing is you had one shot on target and it was in the first minute.
Yeah. That That screams park the bus.
Well, you saw that the game changing, didn't you? So the first 25, 30 minutes, I thought England played really well. They looked dangerous on the attack. Every opportunity they went forward, they looked like they could create something. They didn't, but they looked like they could. And then the Italians just, I don't know what they did. I think Jorginho moved on to Mount a little bit closer, and it just disrupted the whole play.
It did, and you're right. Like the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, like Luke Shaw, different level. Obviously he scored that goal and it boosted him. It would boost anyone, but he was just different level, like pinging it around. And same with Kane. First 20 minutes, 25 minutes, he didn't stop. If you look at the game back, he did not stop. He pressed and pressed. He was everywhere, and then we just switched off. I think it was not switched off. It wasn't a whitewash, was it? It was just it became predictable.
Yeah,
and then every time,
the longer it sort of went on, what I was saying in the restaurant I was watching it in is that after 25 minutes, you could see how the game was going to go. England were going to camp, and they get further and further and further and further back until the pressure they can't cope with the pressure, and they score. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was scripted, wasn't it? It was. You could see it happening and unfolding. We'll never be in his head, but I would like to know why we played that tactic against Italy when you watch all their games, they don't like being pressed, so you go all out. It's the final, you go all out, especially when you concede and it's 1-1. You just go.
Well, no. I said that I don't know if I said this to you, but I said it yesterday, that if I was picking the team to play against Italy and I wanted Italy to win, I would have picked that team.
Yeah.
That formation. Yeah. It's not attacking. You basically play him, what would you play, 5 and then 2 holding midfielders. You're playing 7 at the back, 8 with your keeper. And that leaves you with 3 players to go and do something, to win the game. And with the greatest respect, like Saka and Sterling are all about pace. So they can run in behind, but who's supporting?
Exactly. There was a couple of times they were quite far up, and there was no one.
Yeah.
There was no. So they come back, and that's what broke the game down. It slowed it all down, and like I said earlier, it had all the emotion, it had all the frustration. There's times you're sitting there, you're shouting at the TV like you're some sort of football manager expert. No, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this?
I will have you know that I am an expert on football manager. Let me say that much.
This is where you got Lincoln or Posh up.
I've had Posh win the Champions League. They did have Falcao in League 2, so it was pretty cut and dry.
Okay.
I actually can't play Football Manager without cheating, and that's the truth. Like, I genuinely can't.
Well, no, you've got to max everything out, haven't you?
Yeah. It's like when you download it, do you want the editor or not? Yeah.
Exactly. Why would you be in it to come second?
Exactly.
Even if you're playing against yourself, you come in, you win it. But no, it was good. Obviously, you see all this stuff kicking off though in the stadium.
Well, they broke in, didn't they?
Yeah. What? It's amazing. It amazes me.
Do you know though? It's not uncommon that happens. So I used to go to United home and away quite a bit a couple of years back when they were good. and I remember going away and we used to get chatting to a load of United fans. And if there was a group we used to see all the time, there's a group of 8, but only like 3 of them would have a ticket. The rest would jib the gate, they call it. So you basically go in back to back, and you literally just go through the gate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's common that they do it. It happens a lot.
Oh. I think it was just disappointing though, weren't
it? I don't think to that level where they were literally just piling in through the security gates. So that's not sort of normally how it happens.
Ripping the gates off.
Yeah. It was like the entry to Black Friday at Curry's.
To get a pound off.
Yeah.
But no, it was disgusting to see that. And I seen one video. Some what were they called? Because they weren't police, were they? what were the stewards? They were called something else. Anyway, one of them was literally brawling with one guy. He legged him up as he ran past. So somebody obviously broke through the barrier. This, we'll call him a steward. He legged this guy up and then started just raining down on him. And you're like, that's not keeping the peace, is it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? But it was,
I suppose the worst thing to come of last night was, as soon as those boys missed that penalty, I said to Pass, I was like, they're going to get abuse. You just knew it.
Mate, do you know what? It's so sad. So sad for those guys. Like, they can't do right from wrong. They can't do right from wrong. I read something and it was true. It was when England are winning, they're colourblind. These people are colourblind. It's nothing to do with race and colour when we're winning. If they scored last night, there'd be nothing. It would be they're amazing, they're heroes, give them all a knighthood. That's what it would be.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? I was talking about this the other day to somebody, and someone was like, "Why don't you follow it? Like, why don't you follow England? It's, it's where you grew up." And I was like, "Yeah, but this is like the same people that have a problem with me not following England are the same people that tell me I don't belong here. And the same people that will say to me, "Go back to your own country."
Yeah.
You're not English. You're not English. That's a popular one. You're not English. Yet they'll have a problem with me not supporting the England national team and supporting the family, the team of your heritage. It's mental.
Is it, mate? It's horrible. It's disgusting that it's still go. We're never going to escape it ever because it's too easy. It's too easy. We spoke about it before. I could create a profile right now. So could you. And we could just spam each other. We could say whatever, be horrible. You'd never know.
Yeah.
You would never know. It's disgusting. Yeah. Absolutely.
I saw a petition going around. It's got something like 400,000 signatures on change.com, change.org, and they say about how it should be a criminal offence to stay. And it is, though. Like you can be prosecuted for things you say online.
Yeah,
if it's deemed to be hate.
Cyberbullying, isn't it?
But that's not the problem. The problem is that you don't know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. And so I seen there was another. It might have been the same petition or something, but I signed one today. But it was about making it. You had to have a verified,
and that's how you do it.
Piece of ID to set up a social media account.
Why is that so difficult,
mate? We can roll out all these jabs like that, like we did. So the UK, we smashed out the jabs, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like we smashed that out. We had to stop. Basically, we took a break. So if we can do something on that scale, why can't we go, okay, social media, you have to sign up with a verified ID. Like you do when some things you sign up to, you have to put a picture of your driving license or passport or something. You have to verify it's you. It's not hard. And that way you're accountable. And unfortunately, if you haven't got any ID, tough. It's tough. A lot of people say, well, that's controlling. It's becoming a nanny state and all this. But when we act like children.
Well, I was going to say, if you can't behave.
Exactly. Look at the lockdowns. We took the piss about the first or the second lockdown. So Boris had to be dad and strip it back.
Yeah.
Because you can't be trusted. The human generation, mate, we can't be trusted. Simple. But it's disgusting. Like some of the memes, the comments. And you just think, one guy's raised, you're the number guy. He's raised X amount of millions for kids to eat.
200 million, I think.
Yeah, 200 million for kids to eat. The other one, so Saka, he's now an advocate and a voice for the youth, for the football. And Saka, what did I read? He's opened up pitches and stuff in like in like really run down areas. He's opened up all these football stuff. So these guys are genuine people that give back. And trying to make a difference wherever they're from, like their community, they're trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. They miss a penalty and that's it. That they don't deserve to be trolled, called the stuff they're being called, mate. Threats. It's disgusting. I said earlier to a lad, you can't call yourself an English fan. You can't be a fan of the English national team if we can let that happen and condone that. You can't. It's disgusting.
Did you see Gary Neville's comments on Boris?
Briefly, I didn't read it all. It was briefly something about.
Gary Neville was doing an interview on Sky about it, and at the time that he was doing it, the breaking news was Boris condemns the tweets and the social media racist abuse, and it came across at the bottom, and Gary Neville was like, "Huh." He was like, "I've just seen you breaking news about the Boris Johnson." He went, "This is the same Boris Johnson who said that fans were right to boo the taking of the knee that English players are doing in solidarity of racism." He's like a hypocrite.
Ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. But this is the thing. You're never gonna win. Never gonna win against this at all. You can do all this. We can, take a knee, make a stand, have all these petitions. It's only when actions are put into play.
It's all words.
You've got to put actions in play. So you've got to control all this bullying, all this cyber stuff, and everything like that. Control it.
Will it ever go away? For me, I can't see it.
No, it'll never go away, mate. Never go away. It won't go away.
I mean, it's such a stupid, like if you think about it logically, right? You could not like me because I'm brown. Not because I may be an idiot or I may be a wanker or may have hurt your family or hurt your job. I could be perfectly normal, and I am, of course, but you could just look at me and think, I don't like him because he's brown.
Yeah.
Isn't that mental?
Yeah. All from the colour of somebody's skin. It's horrible. There's what was it? There's a thing of there's a young black kid and a young white kid. You've probably seen it. It like blew up the internet. But he went. I think it was the white kid went running down the street. So was the black kid, and they just ran and they embraced each other. They hugged because they're best friends.
Yeah. And
they're saying it's taught. It's something that is taught from a young age. So where do you? You grow up, you mix with the wrong people, you hear the wrong things, you see things in films, videos.
I'd say, is it even growing up with the wrong people? Because it's just, what's the word they describe it as? It's, I can't find the word, but it's where it's ingrained in society. What's the word that they institutionalized racism, and it's the microaggressions that are the sort of main issue. I was having a conversation with Pasquale about it, and he was saying, because he was trying to explain to me how, you remember that? Do you remember a while back when Cavani got banned for saying Il Negrito to his friend?
Yeah.
But it means little black man or something like that is what it means. But it's not a term. It's not a racial slur.
No, it wasn't, and it wasn't meant racially.
No, it's his friend, right?
Yeah.
But then it was like, Pass was like, well, that's how we describe, that's how we would say black people. It's not a problem in Spain and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, but why are you saying black person at all?
Yeah.
Like, why is he not just a person?
Little person. Yeah, little person.
Yeah, like I wouldn't see the white man. I would see that white dude over there. Like, so why is it a black dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's something you inherit. It's something that you become institutionalized to. You hear all the time. When you're referring to people, you don't refer to people as people. You point something out on them, and if it is the color of their skin, that's what people do, and they think that's right.
Yeah, and it's like again, white people, you all look different.
Yeah,
and you go, the white guy with the ginger hair. Like, you just say the fellow with the ginger hair, or if someone's talking about me, the lad with the shaved head with the fat belly. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or the handsome strawberry blonde over there. I'm like, yeah, okay. But no, I get it, and it is that thing, isn't it? I mean, look at our boys. Like they send those little videos to each other, the little video messages. Not once did they mention anything about anything other than who's that little boy.
Wow, you say that, you know, but so we were at a Saturday before we came down to your birthday. I went out for lunch with Carly, and Leo was playing on the it was a pub that had a little playground, and I said to him, he started to go down the slide like backwards, like sat up but backwards,
Right.
and I said, "You can't do that." So, mate, what are you doing? And he went, "The brown boy did it," and I was just like, "Oh, mate, you can't say that." Do you know what I mean? You can't say it.
Did you say that to Leo though?
Yeah, but he's free.
Yeah.
Like, what does he know?
Well, that's it. He's so kids don't have a filter,
No.
and they're innocent. Like the kids are, their minds are innocent. It's what. So if you didn't pull him up on that, or you didn't say anything,
Yeah.
it'd never be a questionable thought in his head, ever.
Sure.
But you did say something, and you kind of pulled him up. Obviously, you don't bollock them and tell them off. They have no idea, and it's not to them. It's nothing like older generation or an older group of kids would make of it.
Mm.
You know, their kids say it as it is. That's it. Like,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard growing up like with it. Like it genuinely is. Like I've talked about this before. I think I talked about it with Marcel when I did the podcast with him, and he's a global ambassador on racism for Adidas. Like he does a lot of talking about this in public forums. And I was saying to him that it's hard. Like growing up, you don't understand. And this isn't like a sympathy pitch at all because I'm good, right? But you sort of go into every relationship, every situation. I described it as being 1-0 down. Like you sort of go in thinking, oh, he's just gonna, he doesn't like me because of the way color, or I'm going into that interview and I'm going to give it to somebody else that might not be the case, but that's how you're programmed to believe that it is.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's what's ingrained.
Yeah.
It's that process, isn't it? It's that thought process. You would have seen it growing up.
Yeah.
So that you would have been around all of that and that behaviour. You know, when we were growing up, when was it like college and stuff? Such a divide. Like the way people spoke, you know, it was so bad. So bad.
Mm.
But then as you mature and you get older, you go, nah, like that's not right. That is not right. But you become part of a group, or not that I was in any group, but you know what I mean. You sort of conform. So with a group of friends and everyone's making a laugh and a joke, you join in on a laugh and a joke.
Yeah.
Don't really think about the consequence, do you?
No. I've left WhatsApp groups for like disgusting messages that come through. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why? Like, so like, you've seen some of the memes today that have been coming. Did you see the one with Derek Chauvin as Chiellini and Saka as?
No, you said about that.
Yeah, like it's just,
kneeling on his neck.
yeah. See if I can find it.
People just have, but what goes through that person's head that think, this is going to be funny.
Yeah.
Or this will get some laughs. Like you just don't. I just don't get some people.
Here we go. So I see if I can show you them on here. If I don't get banned. Oh. So you got that. Where's the camera? Oh, so you got that. That one.
What?
And there's this one. So it's basically like pulling him out of a poppy field. And then we got this tweet that basically says, "Three fucking niggas missed. Stick PLM up my arse."
Mate.
When you that one says, "When your fastest cotton picker tries to do a runner."
See, but how many people have liked it?
So the one that says "free fucking niggas
Yeah.
missing" is 36 likes and 25 retweets.
Wow. So, but that they could trace them back, couldn't they?
Of course.
But it will then come down to the argument of manpower, cost, time. Always the same excuses when they don't want to delve into it.
I sort of feel though that we almost, to a certain extent, have to self-police it. We have to call out. I'm not saying confront the person that you don't know, because nobody likes that confrontation. You see it in the street. If somebody's being assaulted in the street, how many people would walk past?
Yeah,
like you see it all the time. I think it's
those experiments, don't you?
Yeah, but I think I think it's now illegal in France. For about 5-6 years ago, there's a law that if you see somebody in trouble in the street and you walk past them, you could be prosecuted. And I think it shouldn't have to be a law, for that to be the case. What was my point?
Something about you have to self-police.
That was it. Yeah, good job you're listening.
Rewind.
Yeah, self-police. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, it starts with your friends and your family. So when you see people that you know and you can have the conversation with, they say something that is stupid, you don't have to start a confrontation, but it's just like, do you understand what you're saying with that? Do you understand the negative connotations you're doing? Because some people are just stupid. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and they're unaware of how it's going to affect somebody, or the impact it could have. Like, you could say something to me on here, not knowing that actually that's really either pissed me off or upset me, and vice versa. But you wouldn't know. But whereas we are the sort of characters that would go, whoa, hang on, like, wind it in. But that there's not enough people that would pull anyone up or question anybody on something that they said. You'll get a lot of people. We've seen it, mate, on some of the videos we've done. You get people just leave a stupid comment. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Literally, what is the point? You're wasting so much energy to put that negative or condescending comment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Go and do something better.
As well, because genuinely, I'm not reading them anymore. So it's like you have just wasted 30 seconds of your life making that comment, because genuinely, I'm not reading them.
Yeah. Yeah, good. And
I've got to tell you though, like, when I first started posting videos online, and you get the odd snipey comment, they've ramped up a little bit more since the popularity's gone up a little bit, only a little bit. But like,
please like and subscribe.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. But at first, it bothered me. Like, it genuinely, I was starting to read some of these comments. I was like, okay, now that's a bit shit. But then I was like, why am I reading them? Like, why?
Yeah, and that's the problem, isn't it? You reading them, you're fueling it.
Of course.
And then if you get into the confrontation on there, like, why are you saying that? All it's doing is going, yeah, we got one, let's go.
You just take the power away. The power is, I don't care.
Exactly.
Say what you want, throw your boots. I'm not reading it. So, like, cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If more of that would happen, but obviously people react differently, and words are hurtful. Words are hurtful. You've seen what it can do to people. Look at all these, well, not just famous people, anyone that's bullied or whatever. Words hurt.
Yeah.
They hurt and they stick with people. And it's so, I watched a film the other night. It was old school. There was a comedy, Unfinished Business. Vince Vaughn. And basically his kid is getting bullied at school. And he said, oh, it's dealt with, or there was something anyway happened. But then later on, he said, well, think about it. He's getting bullied at school, but then when he gets home, there's no escape, because they're on the internet. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're leaving comments, changing pictures of his face on different bodies. And his son's a bigger lad.
Yeah.
So they said, well, and he was unaware of it. He was like, oh, yeah, actually. So when I walked into his room and he was on his laptop, I thought he was up to something as a teenager. But he didn't. He closed his laptop, like the kid closed his laptop, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, yeah, I'm good." And then he opened it up, and you've seen this like horrible trolling going on this lad's Facebook page. But this movie's like probably, well, I don't know how old that film is. Let's have a look. But it's back then. Do you know what I mean? Unfinished. 2015. So that's on there. You know, and look where we are now, 2021. And it just gets worse. It just gets worse. We haven't learned from it then. You have all these school kids, you know, being encouraged to.
But now, so before, people would say hurtful comments and they might get a kick out of it. But now people are chasing likes and hearts, and laughing emojis. So like, people will comment on Sport Bible and they'll say something stupid because they, well, look at the likes I've got on this post, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Even going on there to say this is a stupid article. Yeah, but you've just clicked into it. You're giving that power. Like you said, it's taking the power away. And you read some of these things, mate. You read some of the stories, not just about racism. Some of the stories and articles online, you read it and you get through it and you think, what have I just read? What's the point in this? I'm actually finishing this paragraph dumber. Like it's melted my brain. It's ridiculous.
Do you know what I found amazing about news today? The news tell you what people have tweeted about the story.
Yeah, like, not the actual news.
Why do I care what Tyrone from Bradford said?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're the journalist. You write the article. Don't use tweets from idiots.
No, exactly.
Story.
You're getting paid to do a job and report on news, and write about it so we can read it and digest it and understand. But then, like you say, Bill from wherever tweeted.
Yeah, it's starting to come in. It's been coming in for a while, but it seems to be like everybody's doing it. Sky News, BBC News, Al Jazeera, they always just tweet. They all, in their stories, they just show you this is what the population said about the bombs in Syria.
Yeah.
No, 3 people from Scunthorpe said that. Like, how was that the story?
But we spoke about the whole news thing before, haven't we?
Yeah.
The media, and it's almost like they're not reporting on the facts. It's what's going to get you paying attention and listening.
Yeah.
And like we're doing, talking about it. Like what's going to grab somebody to do that?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the way YouTube is designed, you need engagement, right? And Joe Valente talked. He didn't talk about the guy who manages his social media, Matt. He was talking about it the other day. He was saying that they did that one video because they knew they would get trolled, but they did it because they knew it would go viral. So it's like social media companies encourage trolling because that's the way you'll grow engagement.
Yeah, and you become your popularity.
Yeah,
people talk about it.
Yeah, so like we put out a lot of videos, and some of them are genuinely really good. Like some of the conversations that we have with some really interesting people are genuinely really good. Yet they won't do half as good as.
No, if somebody come on and was racist, or somebody come on and
we did something stupid, or we said something stupid, and just look at the reaction video that I did for Nightbird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't stop and start the video, people were negatively commenting about not stopping and starting the video.
Well, you're ruining it. You're speaking over.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The point is, because so many people were commenting on it, it's become popular. So it's like 37,000 views now. Yeah, the two that we did are like 1,000, 2,000, 2.4, 1.7, I think.
Mate, we should do an experiment on that. We should do one really bad, really bad, and then see where that goes.
Yeah.
Say something stupid on it as well.
Yeah, we should do actually. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll do an experiment. So keep tuned and
subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe and like.
991 of you beautiful people on YouTube now.